Good morning, everybody. It's your good pal Jeremy Dog Danley back again with another episode of Bar Comedy USA News with my good friend Double T on the Eagle 96.7 in Rockford. We'll be starting in just a few seconds here, so stick around. I'll be talking about my experience with Dobie Maxwell in Las Vegas. The Fremont Street Experience, my favorite part of Las Vegas, to be specific. We'll be right back.
Rockford's home for classic rock, 96.7 The Eagle. Good morning, it's Double T. It's time for Bar Comedy USA News with comedian Dog. Dog, what's happening today, my friend?
Hey, good morning, Double T. As you remember last week, I was super stoked about my original mentor in the world of stand-up comedy visiting where I currently live, Las Vegas. Dobie Maxwell came out here last week for a string of gigs, and we had quite an exciting adventure together one of the nights.
Oh, I bet. You know what? Dobie is always a good time, and if he's got a little extra time to hang out, you can always have fun. So, what did you guys do?
Well, he had a lot of shows that were on the Strip. I'd been down to the Strip. Dobie had yet to visit my favorite part of Las Vegas. I'm talking about the bizarre, the wild, the wacky, the Fremont Experience.
So that's downtown. Yeah, it's definitely old school Vegas there. And it's funny because you can go to Vegas and hang out on a strip, or you can go to Vegas and hang out downtown, or you can do them both, but two totally, completely different experiences. It's wild how different it is.
Yeah, it really is, and I like the Fremont experience better than the Strip. I love the Strip, and I could walk up and down the Strip all night long and have a blast. But what I love about the Fremont experience, which, like you said, is it's old Vegas. It's got an old school vibe to it, but my absolutely favorite part is the wonderfully weird world of the Las Vegas street entertainment.
And they're all over the place, especially on Fremont Street. What kind did you experience when you and Dobie were hanging out?
Oh, Double T, these performers are a breed all their own. They're like human slot machines, except instead of 3 cherries, you're more likely to see a guy dressed as Elvis juggling flaming torches and breakdancing on a unicycle.
No, I mean, you've done street performing in your past. How do you feel about the game they bring in Vegas compared to what you did back in the day?
Well, that's why these guys have a sort of a unique place in my heart, because I do come from the world of street busking way back in the day, 20, 25 years ago. It's how I got my start in show business, doing some street performing on the New Jersey boardwalk. What I did, Double T, I played an inflatable saxophone, and I would crush it.
You got video of that? Because I would love to see that.
I'll have to dig some up, and maybe we'll do a little Vintage Vault episode of Bar Comedy USA News one of these days. But these street performers today, they have got some high-tech stuff at their disposal. They have taken it to a whole other level of weirdness.
So do you have one or two that really impressed you and really stood out?
First up, we have the painted living statues.
Oh, yeah, those are good.
And these dudes and dudettes stand perfectly still for hours on end, covered in metallic paint from head to toe. So it's like watching a real-life game of, is it a statue or just some weirdo in silver body paint?
I don't know how they stand there like that. I would be scratching my head and picking my nose and things like that.
Yeah, I don't know about you. I've seen a few statues in my day. They tend to be made of stone or bronze, not flesh and blood. And these guys,
right,
they're like the Olympians of standing still.
Yeah, it's like they take it farther than I think those guards in England guarding the palace.
Yeah, it takes some serious commitment to stand there like a statue while tourists try to take selfies with you.
Man, that's just crazy that they can do that.
Yeah, is it just plain craziness or is it dedication? You be the judge.
Probably a little bit of both.
And then Double T, if you're lucky, you might catch a glimpse of the notorious Elmo versus Spider-Man showdown.
Wait, what?
That's right.
I've never heard of this before.
They've got these costume characters that engage in epic battles. It's like they're fighting for the world title of street performers or something.
So how does this all play out?
You tell me. It's always unpredictable. You see Elmo out there throwing haymakers, Spider-Man swinging around from lampposts, tourists just standing there with their jaws dropped, wondering if they've stumbled into some alternate universe where superheroes and Sesame Street collides.
That sounds amazing. I definitely got to check that out next time I'm in Vegas. What did Dobie think of all this stuff?
Well, Dobie's having a good time. We're walking up and down the street, and we're appreciating the dedication to the art form that it takes to go out there every day and try to make your living entertaining people on the street. You've got the good old showgirls. You can't forget about them. I think that might have been Dobie's favorite part, actually. I don't want to speak out of turn, but, maybe it was my favorite part. I don't know.
Right. Wow, that's crazy.
They're decked out in feathers. The showgirls, they got feathers, they got sequins, they got enough glitter to blind a rhinoceros. They're out there strutting their stuff like peacocks on steroids.
Wow, that's crazy.
And it makes me kind of question my existence as I wonder why I didn't choose a career as a feathered showgirl instead of a comedian. I don't know. Maybe it's not too late.
I think you still have time, for sure. How did Dobie's shows go? Did you get to see any of them?
I did not get to see any of his shows. They're a little bit high priced for my wallet. and I didn't have the type of pull that I thought I did to get a comp pass. But that's all right. We'll see it. I've seen plenty of Dobie Maxwell's comedy. It's always amazing. It's always hilarious, and I'm sure I'll get a chance to in the near future. I got to tell you, though, Double T, my absolute favorite of the street performers is the magicians.
Okay.
You know, these guys are like David Copperfield, but on a budget.
Right there on the street, man. The street performers, I mean, you don't even have to go to any Vegas shows. Just wander the streets of Fremont Street Experience downtown or on the Strip, and you'll get plenty of entertainment for free. Well, you probably should throw in some tips while you're there.
Yeah, you should definitely throw in some tips, you know, and especially if the performers do great. If they're just standing there holding up a sign that says, you know, we'll work for food, or I'm just here for the drugs, you know, maybe you want to hold back on the tipping a little bit. But if they make your jaw drop, if they make you question reality, and then they hit you up for a tip, go ahead. Who am I to judge? Throw a few bucks in their bucket. Hit them up with a Venmo. You know, if they can make a playing card disappear into thin air, maybe they can make my bar tab vanish as well.
It's Bar Comedy USA News with comedian Jared Dog. Jared Dog, what do we need to know? Where should we look and all that fun stuff?
Hey, head on over to barcomictix.com for tickets to the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour, where we bring live stand-up comedy to nightclubs, taverns, neighborhood restaurants, and bars located in the nooks and crannies across America. There's a show coming somewhere near you soon, Rockford, so go to barcomictix.com. And remember, the next time you're in Vegas, sometimes the best show isn't on the big stage. It's right there on the street.
It's Bar Comedy USA News with comedian Jared Dog on Rockford's home for Classic Rock 96.7 The Eagle. Awesome, man. Well, that's cool. It sounded like Dobie did pretty well. He had some shows, made a little bit of money, and had a little bit of fun.
I think he did. I think he had, from our conversations, some of the best experiences in his comedy career.